Hey everyone, you are not going to believe this. This is Melanie Johnson, but we are known at Elite Online Publishing right there to make all of our authors number one bestsellers. So not just one book, but the last couple of books, Jen and I were in such a panic that we didn't think it was going to hit the bestseller list. But you're not going to believe what happened next. It was crazy. And we were at our wits' end, but we wanted to give you a behind the scenes and walk you through kind of what happened with these two books and how Jen and I lost a lot of sleep. And I think I got more gray hair when we did this. So Jen, tell us a little bit. Start the story from the beginning of what happened.
Yeah. So I kind of got to give you a little bit of the backstory. So with every one of our authors, we research the keywords, we research the categories, because Amazon on the back end, they give you like 7 different keywords you can put in, and they give you 2 categories you can choose. Well, I'm going to tell you, since the beginning, we've made our authors bestsellers.
Yeah,
every single one in over 150 authors, but in more than 2 categories. Now, you heard me right. I said more than 2 categories. So what we do though is we put them in all these categories in multiple countries, which is really cool too. And so the last couple of authors though, I don't know if you know how Amazon works, but if you sell on Amazon or if you see products on Amazon, I mean, it's constantly moving, right? Like Amazon's moving all the time. They have new reviews. You'll be looking at a camera or something and you're reading the reviews and all of a sudden a new review pops up. Like it's constantly moving, right? Like they refresh their website all the time. So in book publishing, we're checking Amazon the whole day of the book launch because we want to know the results. We want to see what's going on, right? And so Melanie, tell us like what happened. You were texting me. We've had 2 book launches. So the first one, Don't Talk for Free. It was like, what time was it? You were texting me.
Yeah, it's like midnight. So John Rieger's book, Don't Talk for Free. And And John Rieger is a friend of mine, and his wife Anna is a friend of mine as well. And I'm looking, and the book isn't populating. When I say it's not populating, like it's showing no categories, it's showing no sales. And I know we've had sales because I've had people tell us, hey, I got the book. This looks like a great book. Because Jen and I are pushing. We push it on social media. We push it out to our email list. We push it out to our text mail list. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? And Jen is always kind of, don't worry, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to happen. And I'm like, But, I guess Amazon was having some kind of glitch that it wasn't going through.
Yeah, but you'll never believe what happened next. So we still did the same marketing that we normally do. We did all of the blasts and blitzes and blog posts and everything, to get the book, the buzz going for the book launch, right? But we were going into the night and even into sleep that, nothing was showing up. And we were like, okay, is it getting sales? Like what's happening, right? But the results were off the hook. So are you ready for the results? The results were off the hook. He actually hit 8 number 1 bestsellers in 2 countries, in US and Canada. And not only that, he hit 15 hot new release lists. Now, if you don't know Amazon or book publishing, you have to understand there's 2 different lists. So when a new book comes out, it goes in a hot new release list, but it'll go in the category that your book is in. So if you're in one book category, you'll be on one list, right? So he hit hot new release list. And then the other list, which is the bestseller list, is the list you want to be on, because that means you're selling the most books in your category. And there's millions and billions of Kindle books on Amazon. So, and regular books too, paperback books. So you want to make sure that your book is in the right category for your book. You don't want it in basket weaving if your book isn't about basket weaving, right?
Right. Well,
but you want to be.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you want to be. Yeah, on the best, because 15 hot new release lists in US, Canada, Australia is what he hit. And then, of course, bestseller list, he got 2 countries, US and Canada. So it was awesome.
Okay. You're exposed to all of these people on all these different lists. So instead of just like one group of people sees your book, you're on 15 different lists and categories of people searching. So you get all this extra exposure. But then we had a second book, right? So we just went through this, and then we launched the next week a second book.
My Brother's Shot by York Spence.
And we're going through the same thing is happening again. We're like, tell me, it was like Groundhog Day. It was like we were reliving the same thing again. And I had more confidence on it. It's going to be okay. I'm sure it's going to be okay. Right, Jen? Right? It's going to be okay. So tell her what happened with that book.
Yeah. So with that book, it was different categories because every book is different, right? One book is about sales. One book is for teenagers and a more poetry type, motivational, spiritual type book. So you've got different categories. So it's different every book launch you do, because every book launch isn't going to be the same because they're different categories, right? And so it was kind of the same thing, though. You were texting me like, are you sure we're good on this? Like, and we were kind of going into the evening. And I remember I texted the author and I said, we're still pushing sales, like we're still good to go, even though, we call it ranking, right? Because they give you a bestseller rank on Amazon. They actually tell you a number on Amazon. You can see it in the book details when you're scrolling down on your book. So if you're an author and you have a book, scroll down on your book details and it will tell you your bestseller rank and what categories what you're ranking in your bestseller. And so nothing was showing up. So it's the same kind of thing. We're like, is Amazon being slow again? Or is it just that we're not getting sales? Like, we got to look into this,
Oh. And then tell what the results York's book was than John Rieger's book.
Oh, it was even more. And so we did check the sales. And sometimes Amazon just is a little bit slow on the refreshing because they say they update every hour, but it wasn't happening every hour. So, you check the sales reports, you check and see how many sales we're making. And then you're like, okay, let me see. Are we doing good? Are we on track? And so York's book, or Why Our Spence, is the author name on that book. You can check it out. My brother shot, but we couldn't believe how he was so ecstatic, because in the morning when we woke up, we didn't get the results that night. So we were kind of like, okay, we'll wait until the morning. But in the morning, he woke up to an international best-selling book, and he had 9 categories in 3 countries, the US, Canada, and Australia. So 9 bestseller lists. So it was really awesome. And the hot new release list was 17 in 4 countries. So he got 8 in the United States, 5 in Canada, 3 in Australia, and even Germany. And he was like, wait, what? Germany? I said, well, we know a few people in Germany. And he said, actually, I text message my wife, some people in Germany. We text message some people there. And so they got sales in Germany too. So they were both very successful, even though we were like, what is going on here in the beginning?
So we just want to say, when you work with us, you're guaranteed you're going to be a #1 bestseller, even if we have to stay up all night. Jen and I have to stay up all night, and we have done that. So just to know that that's a real important thing, that you get that exposure, that you're in front of that huge audience that Amazon has, not just in one category, but in many categories and countries, all different countries you want to be exposed to. So we do whatever it takes. We just want to let you know that we make sure all our authors have a happy ending.
Yes. And, we guarantee it now. We guarantee that you'll become a #1 bestseller, even though we always have. Every single one of our authors has made bestseller. And we say that if you don't hit any lists, then we'll redo the campaign. But we haven't had to do that yet. So that's been really great. We haven't had to have to redo a campaign. But yes, go ahead.
And because we guarantee it, we don't work with everybody, but we work with authors that have wonderful stories, that are great people, that are action takers. And if that's you, just go over to our website, to Elite Online Publishing, and there's a submission form that you can fill out, and we can see if you're a good fit for us to work with us. And we will stay up all night for you too.
Yes. And having that bestseller status, just to let you know that before we wrap up here, it can do so many things for you. It can get you in doors that you never had before. Not just having the book, but having the title. A book will get you into many doors, but having a best-selling book or having the title of a best-selling author can get you in doors that you never even thought possible.
Yeah, and we love giving screenshots, because then your book shows out like you beat out 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that you beat out Obama's book, which we have done all those things. So we're really proud of all the other books that we beat out with our authors' books. And you have a screenshot for social proof that you can put on social media and say, enough people thought a lot of my book that I'm more popular than these other books that have been around and sold millions of copies.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we did a book for a TV celebrity, Warner Roberts. She's a TV celebrity down in Houston. And, back in the 70s, she was the show. You watched her on the news. And we launched her book and her story. And we we knew that this other book was coming out in her category, and so we tried super hard to push her book over the top. It was Robin Williams' book, and Robin Williams' book was pre-order the same week that Warner Roberts. So it's the same category, right? TV, celebrity, and we really wanted that category. We didn't quite hit number one in that specific category. She was number two, but we were so close. But Robin Williams, has so many fans, but she was number two in that one TV personality category. And she sold thousands and thousands of books on her launch day. It was awesome.
Yep. Well, we're going to jump off now. Thanks for coming and saying hi to us. We hope you liked the video. And remember to head over to Elite Online Publishing.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. Have a great weekend.